everyone, how's it going? Matthew Bailey Media here, and welcome to another 2023 movie review. And yes, it has been basically 2 years since the last one came out that I'm reviewing, and this time I will be reviewing Fast X, or otherwise known as Fast and the Furious 10. Yep, so this is the 10th installment of the Fast and Furious franchise. Now, to be fair, I honestly never got around to watching the Fast and the Furious movies up until Fast 9 came out. Literally, I think when Fast 9 came out, I actually had to go find all the 9 of the movies somehow in one, or at least the first 8 movies all in one case, and try to watch them all in order. The only one I never actually watched yet was, I think, Tokyo Drift. But that's mainly because it doesn't really fit that much into the timeline, except for supposedly it took place in between Furious 6 and Furious 7. But that made no sense, which to me, because the movie was released way before Furious 6 ever came out. But anyways, I'm talking about Fast 10. So Fast 10 kind of ties in, without spoiling anything, it basically kind of ties into what happened during the events of Fast 5, where Vin Diesel's character and Paul Walker, may he rest in peace, stole a vault from a bank from the villain of that film. I forgot his name. I know his last name, I think, is Reyes, but all I know is that now in this movie they do show old footage from that movie, and it basically reveals that the villain of that film had a son who is even worse, who apparently is worse than the last villain of the last 2 films, which was Cypher. And he basically wants to tear the family apart, and he thinks that they don't deserve to have such a big family, and all this that they built up over the last 20 plus years is really insane. And to me, I actually thought this was definitely better than how Fast 9 ended up. But I will say, again, without spoiling anything, this movie had a lot of cliffhangers that weren't actually resolved yet. And to be fair, that is because the original plan was that if this movie did well, there was going to be a 11th film, and that was supposed to be the finale of the whole franchise. But now, during the red carpet premiere, Vin Diesel even confirmed that he may actually want to do a trilogy of finale, meaning this is just part 1 of 3 now for the final entry of the Fast and the Furious franchise. Which, to be fair, I would be shocked if they still kept continuing this even after 12, but at least with the main characters that we've had over the last 10 films now. And I will say, a lot of the cliffhangers were interesting. There was one character during a mid-credit scene I was surprised to even still be there in the universe. I'm not going to say who it was, but I will say, all I can say is that it's a dead character, is all I'm going to say, that I thought was dead, but they're still revealed to be alive. But to be fair, this isn't really spoiling anything, but to be fair, we've already seen that be done twice with characters from the Fast and Furious franchise. The first ever one that did that was Letty, played by Michelle Rodriguez, where we thought she died in Fast 4, and then she comes back in Furious 6. And then we see that between the 6th and 7th movie with Han, who then came back in Fast 9. And now there's another character who had died throughout the films, who we thought was dead, and they're still alive. But again, this movie is just insane. Now, one thing I will say is that they did bring back one alive character who we thought was never going to come back. Y'all could probably guess where I'm going with this one when it comes to the actor who didn't want to come back to the franchise after the 8th film of the whole series. And I will say they brought him back in a way that makes me think he's going to appear in the next installment in Fast and Furious 11, and maybe even 12. But I gotta say, this was definitely a much better film than what Fast 9 did, with that whole them going into space or whatever with a car, which honestly, now, I don't know who said this, but somebody in the cast during the red carpet premiere said that I'm not even sure if this is going to happen. It definitely didn't happen in this one, so that's not really spoiling anything. But one thing I do kind of want to see them do, since they already tried to pull off a car in space or whatever, is, at least according to this cast member, they want to see them pull an impossible stunt where they're driving cars underwater. I forgot who it was who said that during the premiere, but that would be an interesting concept. But like I said, if there's only 2 more movies after this, then I'm curious how the heck they're gonna finish it, and whether or not they're actually gonna use that little stunt performance that this one cast member thinks they should do. Because like I said, they haven't even started filming 11 yet, so who knows. But anyways, for now, let me give you my rating of the movie. So, like I said, for my review of this movie, it's definitely better than Fast 10. I don't know exactly what rating I gave that movie 2 years ago. But I think as of right now, it currently sits at a 3.5 for me. But for this movie, it was definitely better, and it was an improvement from the last one. And I gotta give this movie a 4 out of 5. Yep, 4 out of 5. So it's definitely a much better installment than the 9th film. And that's it. So, anyways, that's all for now in this movie review. And like I said, the next movie review you're probably gonna see me do is for the live action Little Mermaid, and I definitely will probably have a lot to say in that review once it comes out, and what I think of the movie, and also a lot of the controversy surrounding it. But anyways, that's all for now in this movie review, and I will see all you guys in the next video.